We continue now with our theme of highlights from Talkback. This is installment 24. In our last installment 23, we started the heading of one-finger angle gestures. Today, however, owed to a subject matter that keeps popping up on our email group, I would like to jump ahead and talk about the spoken language feature. The spoken language feature is a feature that, by default, is enabled in both the Talkback menu and the Reading Controls menu. Thus, what happens is that when you swipe up and down with one finger in one fluid movement, you may come across that spoken language. And by doing so, one may mistakenly change to another language. Now, technically speaking, if all you have is one language on your system, this shouldn't be affecting you, but we've heard again and again how it is that people with one language are affected. I'll show you what I'm talking about. For today's demonstration, I'll be using my Pixel 6 Pro running Android 12 and Talkback 12.1. For speech services, I am employing the Allison voice from the Vocalizer TTS group. I am on the home screen and now will invoke the Talkback menu by tapping once with 3 fingers.
Talkback menu, actions, in list.
I am in the Talkback menu and now I'll tap on Talkback settings.
Talkback settings. Talkback settings. Navigate up, button, out of list.
I am in the Talkback settings now, and using 2 fingers, I'll put 2 fingers in the middle of the phone, glide those fingers upward, and that scrolls down my page. What I'm looking for this time, instead of customized gestures, I'd be looking for an item that says Customize Menus.
Showing items 4 to 15 of 15.
I'll now put my finger down, find and tap on Customize Menus.
Customize menus.
Here's our Customize Menus. I'll tap here.
Customize menus. Navigate up, button, out of list.
When you tap on Customize Menus, we got a couple items. There's the Customize Talkback menu and Customize Reading Controls menu. We'll start first with the Customize Talkback menu.
Customize Talkback menu. To use the Talkback menu, tap the screen with 3 fingers. You can also swipe up then right, or swipe down then right, in list.
So I'll tap here to activate the customization of the Talkback menus.
Customize Talkback menu. Navigate up, button, out of list.
We are now on the Talkback menu customization page. I'll scroll down with 2 fingers by gliding up from the middle of the phone again.
Showing items 19 to 28 of 28.
The item that we're looking for here is an item that says spoken language, and that by default will be checked.
Spoken language. Change your spoken language. Shows only when you have multiple text-to-speech languages installed. Checkbox checked.
So in other words, this item, even though it's checked, if you don't have multiple languages, it is not going to show in your granularities. In other words, when you swipe up and down with one finger to change the granularity, the spoken language feature is not going to be showing up in that granularity. However, we've heard so many times people saying that it shows up on that granularities, and so for that reason, you want to make sure that this is unchecked. I'll show you what I'm talking about by swiping up and down with one finger to see if actually it shows up on my system, knowing that I only have one language installed. I'll now scrub up and down and circle through the granularities.
Links.
There's the links.
Controls. Headings.
Headings.
Paragraphs. Lines. Words. Characters. Speech rate. Windows. Links.
I am back to links. You did not hear spoken language because I am using just the one language on my system. However, if you find out that Even though you're using one language in your system, you still have that in your granularity. And from time to time, it messes you up by changing your language to some other language. Then it's time to uncheck this. So I'll go ahead and tap here to uncheck the spoken language.
Change your spoken language. Shows only when you have multiple text-to-speech languages installed. Not checked.
I will now go back to the previous window and there go tap on the Customize Reading Controls, because it's important that we uncheck this in both areas. For if you only uncheck it in one and not the other, it will still show up if you see that's showing up in your system. So I'll go back now to the previous screen.
Customize menus. Customize Talkback menu. To use the Talkback menu, tap the screen with 3 fingers.
Now, next, I'm going to go to the Customize Reading Controls menu.
Customize Reading Controls. To use the reading controls, swipe left or right with 3 fingers. You can also swipe up or down with 3 fingers.
I'll tap here.
Customize Reading Controls. Navigate up, button, out of list.
And again, I'll scroll the page down by putting 2 fingers in the middle of the phone and gliding those 2 fingers upwards to scroll down the page.
Showing items 7 to 15 of 20.
I'll now put my finger down and find the same feature that talks about the spoken language.
Spoken language. Change your spoken language. Shows only when you have multiple text-to-speech languages installed. Checkbox checked.
As you can see, this one is still checked, so I'll uncheck it.
Change your spoken language. Shows only when you have multiple text-to-speech languages installed. Not checked.
And that's all it takes. So if you find out that even though you have only one language on your system, and yet you still get the occasional mistaken language switcher, then you want to go in and make sure you turn it off in these 2 areas, both in the Customize Talkback menu and the customization of the reading controls. And that is our spoken language feature.